So if you've been watching the news, we've seen a lot of news recently on communication and power outages related to subsea cables. Lots of that, it appears to be increasing, and it's really, really difficult to protect along undersea cable. So NATO plans to build satellite links as backups to the undersea cables, and they're going to call it Project Heist. Now, this is interesting to John and I, and hopefully you, because everybody who's watching this that's in the IT space has heard of this miracle thing called routing that was originally come up with for just this reason, right? The original design of ARPANET came from the ability for you to nuke portions, literally nuke portions of the network, and the network would route around it. So apparently NATO is just now discovering routing and is going to put alternate routes on a satellite-based network that they may or may not completely own themselves. It'd be interesting to see if they end up outsourcing a big chunk of this. I think we all know who has the biggest and most powerful satellite mesh network out in the world, which would be Starlink. Now I can hear in my head some of you watching this and going, why would you want to move from a fiber optic trunk to a satellite-based system? There's some, obviously safety and redundancy is the big question, but something that I'd like you to keep an eye on in the future is that governments are rediscovering routing, that we're seeing that they're going back to some of the basics. B, satellite is now becoming very, very viable for heavy bandwidth applications, critical applications. And this is new. It used to be that you had to have something like your own government and your own launch systems, emergency communication systems built for your military. Now you're looking at this as potentially an overlay application of a commercial satellite service. And that is brand new. We now have Starlink up there. We've had Iridium up there before. That was Motorola's slower bandwidth, but definitely globally deployed network that the US government stepped in and helped prop up when they got into financial trouble. And now we're seeing the OneWeb and the equivalents coming from European vendors. So in your business, you should definitely be thinking about this.